Hey guys, it's me, Terry of the Yarnjoy podcast. Welcome to Vlogtober, day 25. Okay, so for my mini project today, it was a very mini project. This is following Laura over at Happy Berry Crochet here on YouTube. And I decided to do the little starfish for today's project. So all you had to do is you did 2 layers, 2 identical pieces, and then you slip stitch the 2 together. And I did put a little bit of padding in the middle, which was just some of the tail ends really from my yarn. I think I could have padded the middle a little bit more, but I think it turned out really cute. So what are my plans for this? I decided, since this one was pretty thin, and I thought, well, if I make it into a backpack buddy or a zipper pull or something like that, that the little rays of my starfish would probably get pretty bent, even though it is pretty reinforced because of the double layers. But I decided this one I'm going to glue a magnet on the back of it, and then that way I can either stick it on my refrigerator or somewhere where there's metal. Anyway, I think it'd be cute as a magnet, so that's what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, so on to the trivia questions from yesterday. Okay, so number 1 was, what was the original name of the Nike Corporation? And the answer to that one was, well, the choices were A, Apollo Sports, B, Blue Ribbon Sports, C, Gold Medal Sports, or D, Olympia Sports. And the answer to that one is B, Blue Ribbon Sports. In 1971, the founders of the small sports shoe business, Blue Ribbon Sports, in Beaverton, Oregon, were searching for a catchy, energetic company name. They settled on Nike, the name of the Greek goddess of victory. So, there you go. Okay. Number 2 from yesterday was, Saturday Night Live premiered on October the 11th, 1975. Who was its first ever celebrity host? Was it A, Desi Arnaz, B, Candice Bergen, C, George Carlin, or D, Bob Newhart? And the answer to that one was C, George Carlin. Unlike today's guest hosts who appear in most of the show's sketches, Carlin only appeared on stage to perform stand-up comedy and introduce the musical guests. Okay, and then number 3 from yesterday was, how many golf balls are there on the moon? Okay, and the answer to that one, 2. Apollo 14 astronaut Alan Shepard hit both of them in 1971, and the spectacle wouldn't have been complete without advice from the peanut gallery. Mission Control offered Shepard advice on his stance, which was somewhat hampered by his spacesuit. Okay, so the trivia questions for today. Number 1. What is the real first name of Indiana Jones? Is it A, Max, B, Henry, C, Frank, or D, Joe? Okay. Number 2. Which of the following doesn't belong and why? A, Marmaduke, B, Bullwinkle, C, Sylvester, D, Scooby-Doo, E, Popeye. And number 3 for today, which Major League Baseball team was represented in the 1989 film Major League? Was it A, Cincinnati Reds, B, Philadelphia Phillies, C, Chicago Cubs, or D, Cleveland Indians? Okay. Okay, so on to the Q&A section. Cheryl asked me about let's see, she said, she says that she's not familiar with the geography in Texas, but thought it would be cool if I could meet up with Holly of the Proper Pineapple, since they have moved to Texas now. And yes, that would be very awesome. I have sent messages to Holly to welcome her to Texas, although we're still pretty far apart, because Texas is a big state. I looked up the driving time, or the distance between my city and a city close to where she's at, and it would be about 6.5 hours. So we're still, we're in the same state, but we're pretty far apart still. So, but anytime she feels like coming down my direction, it would be fun to have a meetup. I don't travel up north in the northern part of the state often at all. I can't remember the last time I was up that far. So anyway. Okay, Kim asked me, is there a difference between filet crochet done with grafts and graphgans? And if so, what is it? Okay, well, I have not done a filet crochet piece. I know what they are. I just haven't done one yet. I've got several of them on my to-do list, but I haven't done them. But filet crochet, okay, so they both use grafts with little blocks, okay? And filet crochet, each block, if I'm saying it right, each block actually represents a hole where you like double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and so you skip a stitch and it leaves an opening. And graphgans, of course, the block, if you're doing, well, say you're doing graphgans with a corner stitch. Okay, well, if you're doing that, then each block is, well, if it's a full-size corner, each block is actually 3 solid stitches. If it's a mini corner to corner, then it might be just 2. But that, so the way I think of it is that the filet crochet is more of a negative picture. Not negative like negative and positive like it's bad, no. Like, I don't know, you leave holes and the holes make the picture. So anyway, I will pop in 2 pictures here to show you the difference. Okay, so the first picture is a picture, it's not my picture, but it'll picture I will insert of a filet crochet. And then the second picture is a picture of a graphgan using, where there's solid stitches, okay? Okay, so that's the difference. That's what I would say the difference is between filet crochet and then a graphgan, okay? Okay, so Kay asked me, how do I keep my projects and crochet organized? She said she seems to have crochet all over the house. Well, I'm not that organized, guys. I try to be, but it's like an ongoing thing that you have to try to keep up with, and I'm not always good at keeping up with them. So I have been known, and usually I do have crochet projects pretty much everywhere in the house, or in several spots. So I have this whip wall that I've been talking about, and I will do a video. I plan on doing a video about that and the whips on it. So I have that to try to organize myself, but I still get projects spread around. So I try, and like I said, it's an ongoing battle. I have to just kind of stop and straighten things up very frequently. So no, I'm not really that good at being organized. All you see is this back part of my room. You don't see the rest over here that can really get cluttered. So, okay. Okay, Christine Voss asked me how I attach a string when I make my backpack buddies. Okay, well, I did do a tutorial where I designed a little bear backpack buddy, and in that tutorial I do attach the string and show you how to do it. Well, show you how I do it. There's many ways to do it, so however you feel comfortable doing it. But the way I do it, I like it. I feel like it's pretty secure. But I think what I'm going to do, because I've had several people ask me about that, and instead of just referring to that one tutorial, I think I'm going, or that tutorial that I made on that. I think what I'm going to do is do another tutorial, but just show the process of attaching the string, and so it'll just be like a mini tutorial, or fast stitch or whatever, but it's not stitch. Anyway, ideas kind of turning around in my head, so but stay tuned, Christine, and I will get something up, recorded and put up for you. Okay, so one last question, and then I will end our visit for today, and we will take up the visit tomorrow. Okay, so Sarah asked me, let's see, she said she has not done corner to corner before. I saw that your tutorial, and I was wondering if you need a big workspace in order to do it. Okay, so it depends on what corner to corner you're talking about. If you're talking about just the basic corner to corner stitch, that's pretty much a lap project, really. I mean, you get to going and you just letting the yarn flow. You're not changing colors or anything like that, unless you're doing stripes. But when you're doing stripes, it's still the same, kind of the same, where you'll do multiple lines before you change colors. So if it's something like that, corner to corner, then no, you don't really. I mean, you can do it in your lap, really. But if you were talking about a Grafgan doing corner to corner, then yes, not a big, I mean, unless the project is getting really large, like the Christmas project that I did, the Christmas blanket last year, I did separate squares, and so the squares weren't that big, and so that didn't really take up very much room. Although anything like that, I would say that it's a lot easier if you're working at a work table or something, because you've got your bobbins, that you have to arrange, and when you flip your work, then you have to rearrange the bobbins and untangle them, or clip them to your work and flip them and all that. So yes, I think it's very helpful to have a workspace. If it's a one piece like the llama blanket that I did, then yes, it did get very large, and so I had the most of my work on that was done on my dining room table, which is pretty wide, and so yes, I think it definitely would help. That would be something that would be very difficult to do if you're doing it like on the couch or something. Okay, so thanks guys for coming by for a visit today on Vlogtober Day 25, and please come back tomorrow and we will have a visit for Vlogtober Day 26. See you later, guys. Bye.